All right, we need to talk about the tariff dividend because we just got the biggest announcement yet. President Trump recently spoke again about the so-called tariff dividend, not a stimulus check, not relief money, a dividend sourced specifically from tariff revenue, and he made some huge promises. Everything from the biggest tax refund season ever to even saying that one day we may not pay income taxes at all. And on top of that, we have new comments from the White House press secretary confirming yes, the administration is committed to the $2,000 tariff dividend, but also admitted they don't know how they're going to do it yet. So today, I'm breaking down exactly what's new, what's real, what's political theater, who qualifies, when people might get paid, and the stuff nobody else is talking about. The economic reality behind all of this. If you're into money, finance news, and real breakdowns of what's happening in our economy, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, comment where you're watching from, and share this video with a friend who's confused about the checks. If that sounds good, hit subscribe and we'll talk about the tariff dividend drama. So let's rewind for just a second. What was first promised? Trump originally proposed something brand new, a tariff dividend, meaning Americans would receive money funded specifically from the revenue the government collects from tariffs, mostly from imports like goods from China. A couple key points to cover. He didn't call it a stimulus or relief money. He called it a dividend. And that matters because dividend suggests this isn't welfare. It's not government assistance. It's a payout based on revenue and the same way shareholders get dividends. The framing is intentional. Originally, he said he wanted to send out $2,000 payments to Americans. Then later he said people would get even more refunds because tariff revenue is historic. That's a foundation for the entire promise. All right, let's take a look at what President Trump just said in his latest statement because this is what has people talking.
Next year is projected to be the largest tax refund season ever, and we're going to be giving back refunds out of the tariffs because we've taken in literally trillions of dollars, and we're going to be giving a nice dividend to the people. In addition to reducing debt, as you know, I inherited a lot of debt, but it's peanuts compared to the kind of numbers we're talking about. So we're going to be making a dividend to the people, and additionally, we're going to be able to reduce debt. And as time goes by over the next 2, 3, 4 years, those numbers are going to go up. And I believe that at some point in the not too distant future, you won't even have income tax to pay because the money we're taking in is so great, it's so enormous that you're not going to have income tax to pay. Whether you get rid of it or just keep it around for fun or have it really low, much lower than it is now, but you won't be paying income tax.
Okay, so let's break that down clearly. First, Trump is saying the refund season will be one of the biggest ever. That's interesting, but refunds don't mean you get free money. Refunds mean you overpaid in taxes. Second, he says the tariff revenue is in the trillions. Economists and independent budget groups say that's not accurate. Tariff revenue is nowhere near trillions per year. It's in the tens of billions. Third, he promises a nice dividend and says he will reduce the national debt at the same time. Again, not possible, but mathematically extremely difficult with current revenue levels. Economists I've read say eliminating federal income taxes would require replacing roughly $2 trillion a year, far more than tariffs generate. So that part is political messaging, not a budget reality right now. But here's the part that matters. He confirmed, again, he wants to issue the dividend, and he confirmed it would be tied to tariff revenue. So that is still on the table. Now let's talk about the new update from the White House. This is Caroline Leavitt, the new press secretary, responding directly to a reporter asking about the $2,000 payments.
Sure, John. I'll go to John and then Zolan. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Trump has talked about sending out $2,000 checks to U.S. citizens. Earlier this year, he also talked about sending a Doge dividend. That didn't materialize. Should U.S. Citizens expect the $2,000 proposal? Is the White House committed to making that happen?
The White House is committed to making that happen, yes. And we are currently exploring all legal options to get that done. I don't have a timeline for you or any further details, but I can confirm for you that the president made it clear he wants to make it happen. And so his team of economic advisors are looking into it. And when we have an update, we'll provide one.
All right, so here's the translation. Yes, the White House still wants to do this. No, they don't know how to legally do it yet. There's no timeline. There's no details. Economic advisors are still looking into it. This is important because it confirms there's no program, no application, no payment schedule, and nothing has been codified into law. And when she says legal options, that hints at something big. To send $2,000 checks, they need Congress or they need a legal workaround under tariff authority, and the courts have already challenged some of Trump's tariff powers this year. So this isn't a done deal. So where do things stand right now? Here's the simplest breakdown possible. No checks have been authorized, no payment schedule exists, no system is set up for deposits, eligibility is still unknown, the amount is not finalized, the White House is still exploring all legal options. That means the program is still in an ideal stage, not the implementation stage. But there are likely some scenarios based on past federal payments. People are asking, do I need to be working? Most likely no. Past federal payments were based on income, not employment. Do I need to file a tax return? Almost definitely yes. If you don't file, the IRS doesn't know where to send the money. Will Social Security get it? Based on past payments, extremely likely. Will SSI get it? Usually yes, if Congress approves it. Is it based on income? Yes. Trump said not including high-income people. That usually means something like under around $75,000 for individuals and under $150,000 for joint filers. But nothing official has been released. When will it be deposited? Earliest realistic timeline, if everything moves pretty fast, mid to late 2026. And that's being optimistic. New updates compared to a month ago. Trump doubled down on promising for the dividend. He linked it to the largest refund season ever. He made extreme statements about eliminating income tax. Caroline Leavitt officially confirmed the White House wants to send the $2,000 payments, but the White House has admitted that they don't know how to implement it yet. Courts have challenged tariff authority, which could reduce revenue. Economists argue that tariff revenue cannot fund $2,000 per person without increasing the deficit massively. Nothing is officially approved, but the political push is still alive. What else is tied to this? This part is important because the politics behind this matter just as much as the economics. Next year we have midterm elections, which historically shift Congress, weak economic data, GDP is slowing, consumer debt is exploding, inflation is still above target, especially in the housing and services. The Federal Reserve is stuck, can't cut rates without risking inflation again. Job data is softening, more part-time work and fewer full-time jobs. The administration knows Americans are feeling pressure financially, so pushing tariff dividend is extremely politically useful. But whether it's realistic financially is a whole different conversation. So what should you expect from here? Over the next few months, here's what to watch. Does Congress release official legislation? Does the White House release eligibility rules? Do courts uphold or strike down tariff authority? What does the 2026 budget planning show? Will the Congressional Budget Office release cost estimates? And maybe the biggest tell, if we start heading into midterms and nothing has been officially drafted, the chances will shrink dramatically. All right, that's today's full update on the tariff dividend situation. Let me know in the comments, do you think the check is actually coming, or is this political messaging for midterms? If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video with someone who's confused about these checks. This channel breaks down money, investing, financial news, and honest lessons about building wealth. If you want practical financial clarity, you're in the right place. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next update.